Hello and welcome to team news then against Gateshead for today's game. So, straight into it. We've got Wrexham's lineup as Rob Lainton in goal, Kevin Roberts and James Jennings at fullback, with Sean Pearson and Jake Lawler continuing their partnership at centre half. Big news is Luke Summerfield is back. He's partnered in midfield with Luke Young and Brad Walker. And the front three today will be Paul Rutherford, Chris Holroyd and Stuart Bevan. So 3 changes from this week. From Tuesday?
Yep, definitely. We've got Luke Summerfield in and Akil Wright's dropped to the bench. Chris Holroyd back in the team with Akil Pike on the bench, and Maguire Drew's been dropped and Paul Rutherford returns to the team. So some talking points there.
Yep, so Summerfield in. He's straight in for Akil Wright, drops to the bench as we just said. So Christian Dibble, Mike Fondop, Akil Pike, Nicky Deverdix and on the bench. The big news, I suppose, Jordan Maguire-Drew.
Yeah, I think probably justified. Maybe recent performances have suggested he's not been up to scratch, and I think quite rightly. You know, we've got to change the squad around if people aren't performing, and so we've got a different lineup this week.
Yeah,
and compared to Tuesday night. Yeah,
we assume we'll play the same formation. It'd be interesting who starts. I'm going to guess Rutherford's going to be one of those wide positions, but is it going to be Bevan or Holroyd in the middle? Do you think?
I think it'll be Bevan in the middle, to be honest with you. Yeah, you're right. Rutherford will go to the wing, and I think it'll be a familiar formation to what we were used to previously.
Yeah.
Holroyd, I think, will be attacking up front there. But I think it'll be a good lineup, a good link up in the middle there, and back to the wing play with Rutherford. I think it offers a good attacking options.
Yeah, and I think Rutherford, you've got legs, and he'll go up and down that pitch and help his fullback out. Chris Holroyd and Stuart Bevan probably interchangeable. I think both can lead the line to a certain extent. Stuart Bevan amazes me with his he can outpower and outjump most monstrous National League centre halves. But Chris Holroyd's also equally at home playing that wide role or the centre role. So that'd been interesting. For Gateshead then, so Ainsley Pears in goal, Robbie Tinkler, Scott Barrow captains aside, Jack Hunter, Fraser Kerr, Mike Williamson ex Newcastle, Greg Ollie, Luke Armstrong, Steve Rigg, Tom White, and returning for his visit back to the racecourse after perhaps not the most successful spell, Scott Bowden. Any thoughts on him? He's their top scorer. He's the player out of both squads that scored the most goals in the National League this year.
Yeah, I was thinking let's hope he doesn't do what he didn't do often for us and score here. Let's keep him at bay today.
Yeah, we had to wait a long time for his first goal. Was it Macclesfield away? I think it was when we lost in the snow, but. Yeah, Scott never really. It didn't quite click for him. At times, he linked well with Quigley initially when he came in, but he didn't play that lead role. Wasn't really a number 10. It just never didn't seem to work. And he'd got a bit of pedigree. He'd had a bit of a lean spell in Scotland. Came back to the National League after some previous good performances, but yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work with players, does it?
No, he showed potential when he was here. He used to link up well with midfielders, first time passes. He'd win second balls, and he was quite skillful when he had the balls. It was just his final finish wasn't that good, and potentially he wasn't a number 10. But overall, I also thought he had potential. So let's hope he hasn't got that today, though.
Yeah, let's hope today. There's always that curse of ex-players coming back. So, how do you think score prediction today?
I'll stick with my original score prediction of 2-1. I think Wrexham will edge it today. I think Gateshead have got a good side there. They are a good team, but I think we'll edge it. I think we're knocking at the top of the table, aren't we? With Salford, and I think we need to stick there. And I think Sam will motivate the troops to go out there and do the job today, especially after we've got a 1-0 win midweek. The performance wasn't brilliant, and I think that's obviously reflected in the changes that we see in the team today. So I think it'll be a good match, but I'm going for a 2-1 win.
Okay, key players today. Anyone you identify? I know last year when Gateshead came, they had our Russ Penn, who in midfield sort of dictated play for him. He's moved on to. I think he's gone to York. He is that Summerfield type character for us, but not as much legs as Summerfield. Summerfield still covers a lot of ground. Yeah. Is he a key player coming back in?
Yeah, I think he will be in the midfield, but I also think it's key. Rutherford coming back in, which kind of suggests we might go for some wing play, offering his pace So there's a few players there who will offer something today.
Okay, well, I'm going to go for 3-1 today. I'm going to stick my neck out and say Wrexham finally click and score some goals, because I do think we create chances. We just poor finishing, or not quite getting the right touch, or coming up against a goalkeeper who's a worldie. I think it'd be nice to go on the last home game for a few weeks and just put a performance on for the fans before we go back into FA Cup and first round against Western Supermare. So just have a quick look at the comments. So a few hellos. Hello, back to you. What's the team? We've covered that, but we'll give you a quick rundown at the end. Play footy till end today. Yeah, I agree. Let's keep going, not settle. And I think there's a key. I think you need to do gamesmanship at times and settle the ball down and get it to the corner, but choose your moments. Not do it for a full half hour.
Yeah, no. You normally look at it 5 minutes towards the end of the match just to play time down. I don't think we'll be doing that today.
Yeah, Bevan works hard. We agree, Hugh. Yeah. So quickly for that team again, in case you missed it at the start: Rob Lainton in goal, Kevin Roberts, James Jennings, Sean Pearson, Jake Lawler, Luke Summerfield, Luke Young, Brad Walker, Chris Holroyd, Paul Rutherford, and Stuart Bevan start. Christian Dibble, Mike Fondop, Rakeel Pike, Nicky Deveridix, and Akeel Wright on the bench. So the 3 changes: Jordan Maguire, Drew drops out, Summerfield in is the big one. So hopefully you can get along to my racecourse today and cheer on the boys. If you can't, what can you do, Rob? Rich. Sorry, wrong one.
Wrong one. You can listen on Callan FM, you can listen on Mixler, or you can follow us on Twitter.
Okay, so hopefully you'll join us for one of those if you can't make it today, and we'll be here after the game with some, post-match review.
And hopefully it'll be positive.
You'll catch us later. So cheers for tuning in.